Hey guys, welcome back. Last time I explained about prompt engineering. So today I'll start LangChain. So LangChain is an open source framework used to build applications powered by large language models. So it provides tools and abstractions that make it easier to connect LLMs with external data sources, APIs, databases, memory systems, and other software components. You can think of LangChain as a bridge between an LLM and a real-world applications. So an LLM by itself can generate text, answer questions, and summarize information, but it has limitations. So it only knows information from its training data, and it cannot automatically the access your private documents. It does not remember previous conversations permanently, and it also cannot directly interact with the databases or APIs. So, LangChain solves these problems by allowing us to connect to an LLM with different components. So, for example, without lang chain, it will be like the user gives a prompt and the prompt goes to large language models, and after that it gives us a response. But with lang chain, the user when the user gives a prompt, it goes into the LangChain application, and through the LangChain application, it goes into the memory, documents, databases, or APIs, and then it goes to the large language models, and then it gives us the response. So, why do we need LangChain? So, large language models are powerful, but building real world AI applications requires more than just sending prompts. So, for example, if I want to create like a chatbot for company documents, or maybe a personal AI assistant, or maybe a document analyzer, so I need additional capabilities. So LangChain provides some of these capabilities. So the first one is data connection. So LLMs cannot directly read your files or databases. So LangChain allows integration with PDFs, Word documents, the websites, SQL databases, APIs, and cloud storage. So, example, a company chatbot can answer like how many vacation days do employees get. So the information may come from an internal HR document. Next one is memory management. Normally, LLMs do not remember previous conversations, but LangChain allows the applications to store previous messages, user preferences, and conversation history. Example, if you if the user says that so- his name is like maybe John, so later when you ask like what is my name, so the application can remember that your name is John. Next is workflow automation. So LangChain allows us to create multi-step AI workflows. So example, creating a research assistant. So there are steps. So like the first step is searching the internet. and after that you will collect the information, and after that you will summarize the information, and for the final step you will generate a report. So it creates multi-step AI workflows. Ne- So these are like the capabilities, like additional capabilities, like why do we need a LAN chain? Next is the LAN chain architecture. So the main architecture of LAN chain contains several important components. So the main components are large language models, chat models, prompt templates, mm, chains, agents, memory, document loaders, text splitters, embeddings, vector databases, retrieval augmented generation, and tools. Next is LLMs in LangChain. So, LLMs stand for large language models. So, it is a machine learning model trained on huge amounts of text data to understand and generate human language. So, examples include like GPT models, Claude, Gemini, or Llama. Yeah. So, in LangChain, LLMs acts as the reasoning engine. So, for example, if you give an input like explain artificial intelligence, so the LLM will give the response as artificial intelligence response by starting with artificial intelligence is. So, yeah. Artificial intelligence. Next is LLM integration. So LangChains provide integrations with many models like OpenAI, Gemini, Anthropic, Meta, Lava, Hugging Face models, with many more. Next are chat models. So what are chat models? So chat models are specialized LLMs designed for conversations. So instead of sending only text, chat models use messages. So there are three types of chat models. One is a system message. So system message, like it defines the AI behavior. So for example, like you can give the sentence like you are a helpful programming teacher. Next is human message. So human message is like the user's input. So for example, you will give an input like explain Python classes. And the last one is AI message. So AI message is the model response. So for example, the AI, when you give something, the AI gives the response like Python classes are blueprints. So it goes on. So, for example, if the system gives the system message, if there is a system message like you are an AI tutor, so the human response would be the human message, the user's input would be like explain databases. And then the AI response would be like a database. It starts with a database is, and then it gives the response. Next is prompt templates. So prompt template is a reusable structure of creating prompts. So instead of writing the same prompt repeatedly, we create a template. So, for example, a normal prompt is like explain um, Python. Here, the template is like explain and a topic. So, the Python is topic. So now I can replace the topic, like in place of topic, I can put Python, machine learning, databases, and yeah. So here the prompt, here the explained topic is like a prompt template. Next is chains. So chains allows us to connect multiple components together in a sequence. So a chain represents a workflow. Example, here if you give an input, so the input and then the input goes to like a prompt template, and then the prompt template goes through large language models, and then the output parser, and then it gives the response. So next is a simple chain. So a simple chain is like, um, for example, just that the user edits a topic, and then the application, like it creates a prompt, it sends it to the LLM, and then it returns the answer. So, for example, if you give a topic like Python, then the prompt will be like explain Python, and then it will be sent to the LLM, and then you will get the answer. Next is the types of chains. So, there are three types of chains. So, first one is a simple sequential chain. Simple sequential chain. So a simple sequential chain is like runs steps one after the other. For example, you'll give a topic and it generates explanation, it generates a summary, and then it will give the final answer. Next is sequential chain. So unlike simple sequential chain, the normal sequential chain gives like multiple inputs and outputs. So, for example, if you give an output, like, for example, if you give an input, like topic plus if you mention a difficulty level, so the output will come out like the explanation plus the examples based on the topic and the difficulty level you have given. And the last one is LLM chain. So LLM chain is like a basic chain connecting the prompt and the LLM. Next is agents. So agents allow an LLM to make decisions and choose which actions to perform. So for a normal chain follows a fixed path. An agent decides dynamically. Example, so a user gives a prompt like find today's weather and summarize it. So the agent decides, uh, like step one, use the weather API, step two, to collect the data, and step three, to summarize the results. So the agent so after you give the prompt, the agent makes the decisions like where to collect the data from, what websites to use. So it makes the decisions after you give the prompt. Next topic is tools. So tools are external functions that an AI agent can use. So for example, like calculator, search engine, database, API, and Python functions. So for example, without tool, so if the user gives like what is 245 times 35, so the large language model just guesses. But with the calculator tool, um, but with calculator tool, The agent uses the calculator tool and then it calculates the 245 times 35 and then it gives you the answer. So, yep. That's it for today, and uh, uh, that's it for today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. So, yep. Thank you. Bye.